So beautiful. You have absolutely nailed that string sound.
The tempo just changes all over the place.
This is the work that he does for you guys.
I actually thought this was going to be quite simple and straightforward, and I was wrong. Lesson learned there for me. Hey, Tom Hawk here, and in this video I'm going to do a mock-up of A Moment from Project Hail Mary. I've seen this film in the cinema twice now. The first time I saw it was in 70mm IMAX in BFI London, and I managed to get a 70mm IMAX film strip. So I'm going to be using mainly the libraries from the studio collection from Imperia, which is Chorus, Nucleus, Solo, and Photosynthesis, but I'm also going to be using a couple of other libraries that are still in the spring sale. So all of these instruments are going to be part of the spring sale, so definitely check that out. Why did I choose this piece of music? Because in the film, if you've seen it, this is a truly spectacular moment, and I remember every time I've seen it in the cinema, just ultimate chills, ultimate goosebumps. Wow, what an incredible score from Daniel Pemberton. What an incredible film. Let's dive into it. Alright, I have a rough tempo map of everything. It's got some beat changes and stuff. I mean, I don't know what this is. Maybe this wasn't done to a click. I'm really not sure. I've tried to make it work, because I know you could just do it free-flowing, but then nothing aligns on the grid when you're writing it. I would rather just do this. So yeah, let's figure out the most obvious stuff. In the original, this isn't as bright. Kind of more like this. Probably muted strings, so I'm gonna have to mimic that. Let's turn up the release a little bit. Okay, I'm going to come back to some of this other stuff soon, but what I want to add is some sort of vocal. Let's get the solo soprano angelic from Solo. Definitely need to push this back. Let's do this. I'm going to put this as legato oo, and we're going to have a legato ah, because I think they're both going to be useful. Let's get it in. That's really rough, but there's this kind of na 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 na, which is kind of like a syllable. I could use chorus for that, but that's like a quiet ensemble. We'll make it work. But this sounds good. Like, I can already hear that there's a lot more reverb on the original, so we're going to push it way further back. Alright, I've got these headphones on. Why? Because I want to be able to hear these details a little bit clearer. Let's dive into this. So this is all I've got at the moment here. This needs improving, the programming. Like this part, I need these. I'm going to trigger them with a sustain pedal to repeat. Pretty sure the sustain pedal works on that. I haven't got it in at the moment, but I will put it in a sec. And then let's just build up to where we are here. It's quite empty at the moment. Oh yeah, I did actually put these brass pots in to add a bit more in, which are in the original, I think. Maybe a little bit loud. Let's turn you down a bit. Okay. So it carries on here. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do the whole thing, so I might just end it at this point, but we'll see where we go. I'm wondering what else we could add. Maybe a solo violin. Yeah, let's throw it in and see what happens. And let's do our own mix, and that's the beauty of this. You've got all the mic positions. So I'm going to position this one over to the left, so it feels like part of the string section of the violins. Needs all those moving lines in between. Maybe I need to split this out from this as well, potentially. Okay, I'm gonna do the choir parts, and then I need to do the moving lines as well. Maybe. We'll see, something like that. I don't know. I really don't know what the part is, but I'm just going to play the chords in. Needs to be a bit thinner, I think. I can just feel it. In the original, it's a bit brighter and thinner, I think. Kind of this kind of like this sound. Yeah, less low mids. So doing mock-ups like this, you have to do a lot of listening. You can get the core ideas down. The skeleton of it is there. Now you have to fill in all the extra details. And a soft, kind of very emotional cue like this, piece of music like this, can be extremely hard to mock up. I actually thought this was going to be quite simple and straightforward, and I was wrong. So, lesson learned there for me. It's a lot easier doing, I think, bombastic stuff. Not necessarily easier, but it's a different way of like mocking up stuff. I find it personally a little bit easier, I think, than this stuff. Okay, these violin lines now. So go down like that. Modifiers, here we go. So I've tuned it down by 2 semitones, and I'm gonna then transpose it up by 2 semitones, so that now when we play a C major, we actually get a C major, or a C note. A little bit darker, and that's how the second violins would be, because they're behind the first violins. Nice little trick there. Okay, starting to make some progress, I think. I need to do a timpani roll. I think that needs to be in there. Needs to be softer like that. Okay, let's go and check out photosynthesis. I definitely know that there's some sort of pad, like a synth bass almost. That's what I need. Amaze, amaze, amaze. Oh, maybe we're going to use the amazement one. Amaze, amaze, amaze. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just fleshing this out a bit more. I've got a few more things going on. So far, I've just been using the libraries that are in the studio collection, but I'm now going to be adding other things that are also in the spring sale. So we've got things like Dolce. I've also added a bit of Poseidon brass, and we'll get into that in a moment, why I've kind of added those things in. And I've still got quite a bit more to do. I've fleshed out like the harmony ideas here, did the rest of the tempo map. It's still got a way to go, but this is how it's sounding in like the big section here now. There's a sub bass there. You can create that in any kind of soft synth, whether it's like Serum or Zebra or whatever, anything like that, right? And it needed this kind of, the reason I didn't use something, you need like a soft synth for this to get this kind of punchy in the original. Listen to this bass here. Got that kind of attack, so that's why I've done here now. It's just there on its own, but I need to add in the other things. But yeah, so far I feel like the intro, it needed a little bit more to it. So before I just had this, right, which sounds gorgeous. But if I reference it with the original, sounds a bit different because of how it's mixed, sure. But then I've added in this Dolce layer, sustains. Nice, kind of contrasting to this. And obviously I have mixed this as well a little bit. And then later on you can really hear it. So before I had this, I really like this combo of solo and Nucleus. And then if we add in Dolce, right, it's that, especially when we get to this section later on, you can really hear it. If I do that with just Nucleus. Nucleus has this really like precise, it's really good for like big, like bombastic kind of energetic stuff, but then Dolce just adds a little bit more of that softer side, a bit more sort of sweeping, so they really complement each other well there. Kind of different tonal qualities, right? And then in the brass again, I've got Nucleus that I had before, but now I've also added Poseidon, which sounds like this. Very different tonal quality, right? And together they really are fantastic. And that is similar to how it is in the original, just trying to figure this out by ear. It's tricky. This is the fun part of doing these kind of mock-ups. It's never easy doing this kind of thing, but it's a great exercise for your ear. From there, I guess, do the rest now. Maybe layer it with, we need the vocal in, that's for sure. Kind of there. Might try it in the violin as well, but I just want it to be really Subtle. Yeah, that could work. And then I need way more here. I need to figure out what else are the strings doing here. The brass ending swell here, and then that. I need to figure out what kind of sound to use for that. Yeah, got a lot of work to do. All right, we're getting there, almost there. I'm going to finish up a few things. I need to tidy up the programming a little bit in some parts, but I'm going to dive into this a little bit more with Ollie and Adam at the end of this. So for now, let me just show you this thing. Okay, this is pretty important to this track. So let me show you a little hidden gem in Photosynthesis. You go into Instruments, all the way down. You have all of these things, right? Your pads, the organic stuff, the cello, like these are the most well-known things. But if you go into the low CPU instruments, bowed metals, and there's also these other things. Wow, so many things you can choose from. Poor Man's Waterphone. Go into the Auto and Effects menu, and you choose Deadeye's low CPU. You get this thing. What's cool is you can actually use the pitch bend wheel on a MIDI keyboard. With some processing and pitch shifting, it'll sound like this. Right, and you can do some cool stuff. And the reason why I've done this is around here you'll hear it in the original. So I've programmed in my own version of that. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. It's pretty much there. It's not a perfect one-to-one kind of comparison, but it's pretty close. And I'm doing the best I can with just listening and kind of, I don't have, you know, weeks and weeks to work on this, so it just is this, how far I'm getting it in a couple of days. So I'm going to do like a final listen through, see if there are any things in the original that I'm hearing that I've maybe missed, add those details in, and then in a moment, pun intended, I'm going to show this to Adam and Ollie and see what they think, and we'll do a deeper dive into some of the instruments in this. Okay, amaze. See you soon.
Right, Adam and I are here to take a look at how Tom has done this. This was one of the best films of this year to come out, so I'm very excited to see how Tom has done recreating a moment from Project Hail Mary. Let's take a listen. Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So beautiful. You have absolutely nailed that string sound.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That is so good.
It was tough.
Musically, you've almost got nothing to go on. It's all about matching texture.
Yep.
Right, let's see how well he's done this.
Yeah, let's have a look.
I'll tell you what, the most surprising part of that I thought I didn't know how it was going to hold up having watched the film was the solo voice. I'm massively impressed with how well that solo voice matches the original.
Solo.
Because I remember in the cinema going to see it, and I was like, "Oh, this is such a pinnacle moment. I'm so glad Tom's picked this bit." But I don't know if our solo voices can do what that solo voice has done. And
that sounded great.
Is it the sopranoist?
Yes.
Soprano from Solo.
Yeah, let me.
Is it angelic or operatic?
Both. So
nice.
have
Oh, interesting.
here I tried to. What's really hard is it does this thing where it's like staying on one note, like, and obviously I'm triggering that with the sustain pedal in here to stay on the note, but it also changes vowels, but in the actual original score. But obviously this is just a legato patch, so tried to make it work as well as possible. But it's pretty much the same tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds incredible.
And then later on, it kind of goes to the legato. It is soprano, sorry, throughout the whole thing. Goes to the R instead of the U here.
Oh, that moment.
And then
when
with it,
everything
you
comes
have,
in.
The choir. So slow syllables from chorus. And then it's amazing how chorus just works, and solo as well. Like the vocals, I'm just so like, it's like very little work that you need to do for all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And are you doubling, like you haven't got it, you got it muted at the moment, but are you doubling that?
No.
Nice.
Oh no, so this is a distant, so
Yeah.
in the recording I can hear something high on the right, and it's very quiet. Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot that I had that muted.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And it's up there, really high.
Can we just pause for a moment? Tom doesn't have a score for this. There is no score available. So he's had to do this whole thing by ear, and he's not only nailed all the harmony, which there's definitely harder pieces to nail harmonically, but you don't have a score. So you've just got to listen again and again and just figure out where stuff goes
and then
singing
you just
what.
have the track in here, solo it. I bought it on iTunes, solo it.
Massive props.
And then just keep just referencing it like that. So I have the tempo map to the track, because it's like it varies so much. Like the tempo just changes all over the place.
Crazy. This is the work that he does for you guys.
I even pay my own money.
Yeah.
It's a common theme here.
Which track is Manipulator on is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I saw you at one point. You're like, "Ooh, I think you heard this like bending sound."
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Again, that was the only other thing when I was watching the film going, "Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that." But
in the original again, and I'm like, so it's like here. So it's just
what?
No,
both of these are just the
of course.
poor man's waterphone from Photosynthesis, and just using a pitch bend, good old pitch bend on the pitch wheel with a bunch of reverb and pitch down as well. I had to pitch it down to actually fit the key.
Match the, yeah.
So this is...
I can't remember what... I don't actually think that's a sampled waterphone, which is hence why it's called Poor Man's Waterphone, but I don't remember what it is.
But this is how it sounds.
Sounds very cool, though.
Yeah, so cool. Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's just there, and it's like if you mute it, you'll hear it's like missing something. And It's just one of those little...
Well, it's just that bit of ear candy that Pemberton's put in. A massive shout out to Danny Pemberton, by the way, because I was really impressed with the whole score and just the way that he uses the choir throughout the... I don't know, if anybody hasn't seen the movie, you need to go and see it. Audio Imperia is telling you need to go and see this film. Adam.
Yes, I'm also one of the people that need to go see the film.
Anything else you want to see?
Yeah, so strings? What are you doing for strings?
So in the intro, it's mostly just ensembles. So I have Nucleus.
Nice lay it down. Yeah.
And it's again just really little in the mod wheel, but there's a lot going on in the expression.
That's a beautiful first chord as well, with that major seventh in the bass
right.
and then the F.
Yeah.
That's Dolce,
incredible.
Adding a bit more of that kind of different tone, and then I've got the violins from Dolce and Nucleus as well.
And have you had to do a lot to get the tone right, like EQ wise, or is it basically?
I'll show you. Let me see. So Dolce, not really that much. There's a bit of EQ, but if I a little bit.
Yeah, just darken up a little bit, yeah.
Getting rid of those low mids a little bit. And I think Nucleus I've darkened a little bit more.
That's still pretty gentle though.
Yeah, and then I've got a little bit of this, which again is just boosting actually some of the low mids.
Okay, yeah.
So it's pretty simple. And then on these ones, I've not done anything to the Nucleus violins, and then Dolce is just a bit of this. Let me see. Just controlling some of those notes, adding a bit more brightness, but then Nucleus is just out of the box.
Sweet.
With some reverb added. And that's that. And then, again, in this section, you've got all the strings like this. And then the brass alongside that.
Do you know what? I'm really impressed with how much bass there is just in those strings.
Right, and it's just the ensemble patches for the bass. I'm not using any of the basses or the...
Wow.
Yeah, and then the brass
so cool.
with it. And then again, the choir with the voice really just adds that with the strings. Yeah, it just works really nicely. Then there's a tiny bit of percussion, literally just...
I don't know why timpani rolls just... You might have what?
I might add a cymbal swell. That's my only thought.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know why. There's something about swells, like percussion swells in particular, that just make my hair stand up on the back of my head. I don't really know why. Because it's just like, it doesn't really make any sense to me, but it's just so magical if you do it in the right place.
Yeah, it does work.
So cool. So good.
There's like this little bit of ear candy with just these kind of weird arpeggios. It's something in there. I can't really hear it, but I'm just trying to get something close, which is I've used the two harps and then the Celeste, crotales, and marimba just for... Just like a little...
Yeah, nice.
Very cute.
Don't know if it's right, but it'll do.
It definitely is.
Sounds great.
Roughly that.
Yeah. Lovely.
And then this part, just so soft. I have a bit of photosynthesis in here. A nice pad.
Nice.
Yeah, what's that from? Evening Valley.
Yeah, it's a pad. Just
what's this amazement pad as well? Can we hear that earlier on in the piece?
Yeah, so that's like layering. And I used this one. Why? Because of Amaze. If you've seen the film, you know what that is. Adam, you don't get it yet.
I don't get it. I'm just enjoying the pad.
So then the pad later on does this kind of thing.
Nice.
Both of the pads together. That is taken from the choir, this part. I can just hear it in the thing. Don't know if it's right, but something like that. And then later on it kind of layers, this pad kind of layers the soft, where am I? In my session. This choir here.
Yeah.
Also have this, I'll solo that. Just a little bit of shimmeriness, because that's why I can hear.
And again, more shimmer.
Yeah.
You lot on your shimmer.
But I can hear it in the original recording. There's some sort of shimmer. I don't know what it is, but this is getting a similar sort of effect. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's pretty much
Fantastic.
it. And then harmonics from Dolce. That's quite an important one as well. Kind of goes here. Let's do all of the strings. I love this section. Just the strings. And like with everything, it just feels like you're floating, which you know that moment in the film. That's pretty much it. There's not much.
So sorry, just one more time. So it's only this angelic soprano that you've used for the voice?
Yeah.
Like for the solo vocal?
That's it.
So good.
Sounds incredible.
And have you swapped between different types of legato a lot, or is it just the same? It's just the same one.
Just most of it's ooh, and then it goes to the R in the really big section here.
Yeah. Yeah. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Very, very good, mate.
Very cool.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Tom's version of A Moment from the new film Project Hail Mary. If you haven't seen it yet, please go and check it out at the cinema, and preferably in IMAX, because it is absolutely amazing. In case you guys don't know, we have a spring sale going on our site right now over at audioimperia.com/shop, where you can get the entire catalogue for sale. We also have a brand new collection of 4 products available for an even bigger discount. They are Chorus, Nucleus, Photosynthesis and Solo, which you have seen displayed here in the creation of this track. If you're interested, audioimperia.com/shop, check it out. Thank you all so much for watching this week. We will be back next week with a very special video. Until then, take care, subscribe, and see you next week. Bye!